since we got elected, and a time has come when just promising and promising, he is no longer holding. When we say, for example, our kids who have been depending on bursaries, and we have passed budgets 3 times, every year, and we allocate a budget of between 700 to 800 million to go towards a bursary program that is run by the county. For the last 1 year, my brother, we have not issued any bursaries. If I'm to speak for Karen, for example, since I got elected, only 2 projects have been initiated by the county government of Nairobi, and all of them have stalled. Why? Contractors have not been paid. They have exited site, and now who is carrying the backlash from Mwananchi? It is myself. When we talk about our roads, since I got elected, I think we have maybe done about 200 meters of road within Karen.
200 meters only.
kutoka hapa mpaka wa SAKAJA.
Oh yeah, that's outside. Yeah. Now what happens? What happens to the budget? Because you're saying people have not been paid.
Exactly my point. You see, if in Nairobi, the budgets of Nairobi run between 40 to 43 billion Kenya shillings. Per year.
Okay.
And you see,
do you get it from the treasury? You're certain you get it?
It is both from exchequer and also the on-source revenue that we collect. You are parking, when you come to town, whatever you pay, if you need a certificate, yellow fever, those kind of monies, that's the money that we are, and it goes 50-50.
Yes.
Because half of that is received from the exchequer through the equitable share of revenue, and then what we collect from citizens directly. Yeah. So if we are passing bills of those figures, and still 3 years, there is little to show, and unknown to many people, we as MCAs, I think the only language, and that's why you see a lot of MCAs struggling, to impeach their governors. And an MCA only wants, development for their people. Because if you tell people that you have excelled very well at the county assembly in legislation,
yes,
people don't understand. People want to see tangible work. People want to see the lights, working to improve security in our areas. People want to see roads. People want to see markets. People want to see bursaries. Yeah, if we are to measure the performance of an MCA based on what is there constitutionally, and about oversight, how many laws are passed in the county assembly, you will fall. Yeah, and we are almost approaching an election, my brother. So a time has come when just promising cannot hold anymore. We want tangible results.
Where is the money going to?
You see, now that's a question we were trying to get answers for. And the process of impeachment happens when an individual, an MCA, or a group of MCAs like we had this time, convinces us that they have reasonable grounds as to why he or they think we need to institute an impeachment motion against the governor. And among them, because those who approached me to sign, and I signed myself to impeach the governor, cited issues of embezzlement of funds. And the stopping of that motion has done us a bit of injustice, because it would have provided us an opportunity to hear and judge, and also for Wanjiku to also interact with the allegations that were being put forth against the governor. Be it as it may, it's been set aside, but as to where the resources are going, our work is oversight. As we pass budgets and we leave it for the executive to implement. Those are the very hard, pertinent questions that we are asking the governor. And the only way we have seen possible to bring the governor to the table to talk to us is, pulling our card. Impeachment. Governors have become small gods in this country, where even getting the governor, you cannot get, the governor. If you ask even their CECs, mawaziri wa county, to come to our meetings to answer questions,
they don't show up.
They don't even show up. And that's why you find the MCAs are resorting to an extreme measure in exercising the oversight role of impeachment.
So what you're saying is you have not, after that motion was stopped, you haven't had the chance to speak to the governor at all. Has he addressed anything of the, those issues?
The process that led to us shelving the motion, it involved a lot of consultations, and
amongst yourselves,
of course, amongst ourselves first, but also we were also speaking to our party leaders. I was elected on an ODM ticket, and I spoke to my party leader. He called us to a meeting. The people from Kenya Kwanza who were elected on UDA tickets and the allied parties were also called, by the president, His Excellency William Ruto, and they were called to State House, and for 2 days in a row, they almost couldn't agree. Yeah, but eventually, the white smoke or whatever, was that there was an irreducible minimum, contract of sorts that we signed. Yeah, that was guaranteed by the president that indeed in the next 60 days, if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things are not met, then we are at liberty to proceed. So we have just
what are these things that were discussed with you? We want details.
Thank you.
What did your party leader tell you first and foremost? Then you get into that.
When we were called by our party leader, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, at Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Foundation, we spent about 4 hours, with the party leader, and it provided an opportunity for us to air our grievances and try and tell him why, we think the only way out of this mess is proceeding with the impeachment. And every MCA took a turn to speak directly to our party leader and convince him to allow us. And politics, you're in a party, and then every place where you have a leadership, then you are bound to listen to them. So we put our case forward, and the governor was seated right there. Yeah, he had, as we accused him of many things that he did not dispute, by the way. Many things.
Was the governor present?
He was present in our meeting.
During your ODM meeting?
Yes, he was there.
But he was elected on a
UDA.
So why
when we got elected, we found that Azimio La Umoja Coalition had a majority of MCAs.
Yeah.
And following the wisdom of our party leader Raila Odinga, it was only fair to focus on service delivery and set politics aside. And we took a direction where we decided to extend political goodwill to the governor who had been elected by the people, to ensure that we realize service delivery to the people. And if you see, Nairobi, unfortunately, we always find ourselves in these issues that eventually hamper service delivery to the people. So the direction the Azimio La Umoja took was to work with the governor, support the governor, and indeed we have had a cordial, working relationship politically. Yeah. So when this issue came, I think the governor found it fit, to, instead of talking to us, to speak to the party leaders, to talk to us. So he met us together with Raila, and he also met the Kenya Kwanza team together with the president. So, and the outcome of the meeting is that we put our case forward together with other eminent leaders this country, who also took time to listen to our issues, and they found them justifiable. But be it as it may, everybody deserves a second chance to the resolution.
A second chance to continue with the things that you are accusing them of.
No, misappropriation.
Lack of service delivery.
Yes, but you see, it is a resolution but pegged on conditions.
Okay, so those conditions,
yes.
There were a number of issues that you agreed within the next 2 months. If these conditions are not met, then we can revisit the issue of impeaching the governor. So what are some of the highlights or some of the issues that you actually agreed on that they need to be fulfilled for you to actually forget about the impeachment process?
Very well. Among the key issues is that our wards are very dirty. And on this particular issue of garbage collection, for example, in town, there's a heap of garbage called Mount SAKAJA, if you didn't know.
Where is Mount SAKAJA located? We might visit after the show.
This bucket of
Wakulima somewhere down there.
Yeah, somewhere down there. A big heap of garbage. It's called Mount SAKAJA. So, and by the way, we are not saying that within 2 months we want all the garbage collected. No.
Garbage should be collected every day anyway.
It should be, but a build-up of all these years, 3 years, we just want to see. And the president committed, by the way, to assisting the governor with equipment and manpower to clear garbage. Yeah? Collection of garbage. Our bursaries need to come back. Because there's no we are going to be passing budgets, 800 million, and we don't realize bursaries to our kids. Yeah, the carpeting of our roads, we want to see it start either through contracts or through our own house. And by the way, we have the equipment. Yeah, we even have an equipment ile inachoma lami. Yeah, ile inachoma lami, but now sometimes inachoma tunasikia imeibiwa. Now we are tired with those stories. because wananchi are going to be very unforgiving to us. If every time they want kabarabara pale watu wa Karen wakitaka, I go to the county naambiwa sijui lami imeibiwa jana. We want to see street lights in our wards. The other day we got a cable of I don't know 40 million imenunuliwa imewekwa huko tena imeibiwa. Vitu ambazo hizi tukiangalia by the way we are not very convinced, but nonetheless street lighting irudi, contractors wale wameondoka kwa ground warudi, tuone kazi inaendelea. Me for example in Karen, I want to see my market that we started and we put a budget of about 238 million to construct the market. For the last 3 months no construction has been ongoing. Can you pay those contractors so that they go back to site? Yeah. So those are some of the issues that we want to see a goodwill from the governor. And by the way, I know he may not have the resources to pay all the pending bills for contractors, but I mean, you have the money.
So what stops them from just implementing? Because I think maybe last year but one, we bought so many garbage trucks. Are those trucks running? I think even cars were repaired and all these things. I have not seen a county garbage truck anywhere. No. Where are those trucks?
No, these are the questions we're asking, because we see county trucks. We added a few other refuse compactors the other day. We see huge sums of money being paid to contractors who are contracted by the county to clear garbage. And the outcome of it, still the city is still very filthy. Still very filthy. So those are some of the issues. We are equally as surprised as yourselves. Remember, we are not in the executive.
Now, if you are surprised and you work there, Sembus is easy.
What did the governor have to say about this? Because he was present in your meetings, right?
Yes.
And all these other allegations,
yes.
What was his response before us saying, I will do?
He promised yet again, but as I said, there has been other sit-downs that we have had before.
Yeah.
And when people thought we are going to very extreme ends in terms of playing our oversight role, but it is as a result of desperation on the part of MCAs, an unresponsive executive, and an unavailable governor who had moved all his operations from City Hall to private offices that we cannot even access. You go there, you can wait there for an hour, but you will see there are people who have special status who are allowed to enter, but you as an MCA you can't enter. A governor who delegated all his duties to his PAs, by the way, wenye wamekuwa na madharau tena sana to MCAs. At the county assembly we invite responsible people, they don't come. We pass censure motions. The other day, by the way, you saw old men and women, sickly people being evicted from county houses in various estates of our city, including Woodley. And the county, instead of using our enforcement officers, hires goons to come and evict people forcefully. And there could be some who had not paid their rent, they had arrears, some who had an arrangement plan with the county on how they were planning to clear their rent arrears. And then you are invaded by goons. When people ask me why I did not work, and I'll start by our constitution, or as it is, our laws. Unlike MPs who are able to be patrons of what we call the National Government Constituency Development Fund, the Kenyan MCA does not have a fund or any resource that they control directly.
Okay.
Our work is to pass budgets, and we leave it to the executive that is headed by the governor to implement the budgets to ensure service delivery to the people. So what am I doing to ensure that in 2027 I will not have a hard time trying to answer my people? I appended my signature to impeach the governor of Nairobi. Why? Because I have tried all the other available avenues to ensure that question, in 2027 there will be no time for telling people, it's SAKAJA. He will also be busy trying to convince the people. So before that time comes, if I can use my powers to ensure that my people of Karen realize more street lights working, to ensure that we have increased security, more roads in Karen, the projects that we have started are completed, I will not hold back my signature, because a time has come when a time is coming, and in fact campaigns have started, by the way. Campaigns have started, and when I go back and tell people that I did not give bursaries to our needy children because the governor did not give me. That would be a very tough conversation to have with the electorate. That's why we are pushing now that the remaining 2 years, let us realize something. And as I started by saying, unlike MPs, I don't have any fund. The only individual who can help me deliver and score properly to my people is the governor. And he is not doing that, then I am left with no choice.
What happened to World Development Fund?
What happens, unfortunately, when senators pass laws that indeed we need to get a World Development Fund to have priority, or patronized by an MCA, it has not received a nod from National Assembly for obvious political reasons. So we continue to operate without anything called World Development Fund, and even counties that seem to have such kind of an arrangement, it is not as CDF. Let me just put it that way. It is not as CDF. It's only that with my people we can write to the governor, out of public participation, and say in our tenure of 5 years we would prioritize the following projects, and he might pick, and that's what we call World Development Fund. So at least I have a say in a project or two, but it is really to the discretion of the governor. So constitutionally or by any act of parliament, we do not have anything called World Development Fund.
So you are the mercy of the governor to allocate resources towards any development in your ward.
Yes.
And any other respective wards.
Yes, exactly.
Lakini kuna mtu anasema wacha kizungu. Ambia MCA ambia mheshimiwa ache kizungu mingi. Waligongwa milioni 3 kila mtu ndio wakaachana na mambo ya impeachment. Je, unakubaliana na allegation that mulihongwa milioni 3?
Ukizunguka alihongwa, I can tell you what the answer is going to be.
Which is,
were you incentivized to drop the motion?
Some have argued that but we were incentivized to have the motion.
Yes.
So I don't know, but let me just put it clear, and it will be hard for people to believe, but we received not a single shilling. First of all, to institute the motion. Secondly, to shelf the motion. It took a lot of persuasion by our leaders, whom we really respect. And if you work out 3 million, others have argued that it's 5 million that we received, times 123 MCAs. You can imagine the sums of money we are going to be talking about.
How much are we looking at?
What was it in total?
No, I mean, that's just Let me tell you, Nick. If I am to put money before service to my people,
yes,
and I represent the great people of Karen.
Yes.
And somehow
we are future residents, me and
you're most welcome. Yes. You're most welcome. People have argued that it's because these MCAs have seen that campaign time is coming, and now they're looking for money for campaign. I said I'm youngest MCA in Nairobi.
Yes. How
much money must I have given the people of Karen to vote for me? And how much money do you think I am going to give the people of Karen to vote for me in 2027? The people of Karen are only interested in services. Because I mean, Karen, honestly, and now I'm raising money 2 million here to go take to people in Karen. It can't be. We received no money, and we are assuring the Nairobians that if we do not see a shift to how this city is being run, in 2 months we'll be back here again with our impeachment motion. And remember, this time the grounds are laid, the motion is ready, and the signatures are ready. So this time there may be a little time to consult here and there.
How does it make you feel being an MCA, having constitutional mandate to do what you're supposed to do, including the impeachment process, because you feel that things are not being run the way they're supposed to be run? But then again, there's interference from party leaders, okay, to try and stop you guys from exercising your constitutional right and mandate. What were the undertones? What do MCAs feel? Because you can agree with Baba, yes, but mkiwa peke yenu, it's like we've been sabotaged again.
Politics is such that it involves a lot of consultations, by the way. Despite it being that I hold the constitutional mandate to oversight the county, and that also gives me the tool of, for example, impeachment, having a consultation with, and in this matter and by their own right, very senior leaders, political leaders of our country, and by the way, we were not coerced. He's putting our case forward, and then the party leader, in his wisdom, also not give a direction that is a must. It's a suggestion, and he says, I see it this way, I see it this way, and these are senior political leaders. By the way, don't feel coerced in any way, because there is nothing that Raila will do if I decide to continue and impeach, but because I respect his wisdom. Yeah.
Are you saying his wisdom is to tell you to ignore the things that you have seen?
It is not to ignore, Nick. Remember, I've walked you through how we got to where we are. And remember, our aim is not to cause chaos in the city. It is not to fight an elected leader. I want to be very clear that our issue with the governor is service delivery. And by the way, if we realize an improved service delivery to our constituents, we will have no business impeaching the governor, because I will be in good books with my electorate. So what I mean, the only reason, by the way, we had a motion to impeach both the governor and the deputy. We wanted wananchi to decide, and that would have meant if Senate upheld our motion, we would have had to go to the election in 60 days for Nairobians to elect a new governor. Yeah,
and do you think all these things that are happening, the inconveniences, the lack of development, is by design? Do you think there are people who are profiteering or taking advantage of the situation, and it's intentional amongst them for services not to be delivered because they are pocketing billions of shillings? I
have reason to believe that our monies are not being spent to the benefit of Wanjiku, because I said we are passing a budget of 43 billion. Every day around City Hall, we have staff who are striking. If it's not the clinical officers, it's the nurses. If it's not the nurses, it's contractors who are owed. Yeah? And the other day I gave an illustration that if a hippopotamus comes out of the water and tells you that the crocodile is ailing, then you have all reasons to believe. I have been in that City Hall for 3 years. And I am confidently telling you that things are not going right, and it is out of that conviction that I appended my signature to impeach the governor. We don't know where the money is going, and some will think I am very ignorant when I say we do not know, but we actually cannot know. If we don't realize development in our wards, then somebody is profiting from these monies. If we don't realize garbage collected in our streets, yet we are seeing checks being passed, daily, hundreds of millions to pay garbage collectors, people who are contracted to collect garbage. What am I supposed to think as a legislator who is passing budgets, believing that I'm passing this budget so that we realize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a project in Karen that we have passed 3 years in a row, allocating 22 million shillings to complete a stalled medical block that has stalled since Kidero times. 3 years, I pass a budget, I ensure it is there. Second year, I pass, I ensure it is there. Third year, I pass a budget, it is there. But on the ground,
do you think ni yeye ameshinofanya ama pia cartels wamemshika?
Na alipokuwa na campaign alisema atapigana na cartels. And by the way, I didn't vote for him. I was in Azimio. We voted for Polycarp Igathe. Nah, but I remember the debate. He was very clear. I wonder hatashikwa na cartels wowote. He is going to be an independent man, a man of his own thoughts and
mind. Do you believe there are cartels at the county?
I have not encountered any cartel myself. Maybe it's my next. I'm only 3 years in this game, and I don't want to entertain the thought that there are people who are holding the man who has the constitutional mandate in hostage for whatever reason. Give us services. If you have the cartels, tokea utuambie. Hata si, but you see now we call him to meetings atuambie hii cartel iko wapi, hakuji meetings. Sasa tutafanyaje? Watu wakare na wakiniuliza mataa iko wapi, niwaambie ni cartel nimeshika mataa. Na kweli iko, by the way, juu mataa zinanunuliwa zinawekwa kwa store zinaibiwa. Cables zinanunuliwa zinawekwa kwa store zinaibiwa. Lami inawekwa kwa store inaibiwa.
Kwani you're trying a CCTV, what's this?
Exactly my point. MCA akienda kuuliza hiyo swali anaambiwa usijali, hiyo maneno iko na DCI.
Earlier on you mentioned you had a sit down with the party leader and the governor was seated there. Did he address even one thing of all these accusations.
Ama nisema makosa imefanyika. Makosa imekuwa ikifanyika.
Tusonge mbele bro.
Lazima iwe.
Did he say anything at all?
The mood of the meeting was so tense that I think even him in his wisdom, he decided we will not delve into the issues. But he promised us that we realize a difference. But he apologized, by the way.
He apologized for not working?
Yes, it was. You know, it was.
Alisema lazima iwaka haijawaka.
Ilikuwa mbaya. Ilikuwa mbaya. This meeting, by the way.
Kumekuwa na allegations that kuna watu hupokea mamilioni ya pesa kila mwezi kutoka kwa collections za county ya Nairobi.
Na nani anapeana? Nani anapeana?
The system.
Now, who is giving who?
Political gods. Lazima wapigwe kitu so that we are shield.
Wanapewa na
governor. Na wakati wa situation kama hizi. Back
to my point. Kama ni governor anafanya hivyo, sisi hatujui. Hatutaki kujua.
Basi unajua nini?
No. Mimi najua
kitu najua ni budget zinapitishwa.
Na budget mimi napitisha. And I defend that budget from the committee level. Mpaka kwa floor of the house. If I start entertaining the thought that pesa yetu kuna mahali inaenda, how will I answer hard questions? And you know, the people of Karen wanakuweka kwa mkeka, unakaa pale unajibu maswali. Unakaa pale unaulizwa maswali for them to decide whether they are going to elect you. All of them converge somewhere and you talk to them. If I go tell them ati niju pesa sijui ilipewa nani, ilitoka wapi? Sasa mnanituma nyumbani na unajua za young MCA sasa mkinitoa.
Kuna Ms. Mahinda hapa anasema please ask Honorable Maragu to stop behaving like the problem he is whining about came with SAKAJA. Let him go to DCI and ESCC with hard proof of embezzlement of funds so that he can be interrogated and charged. 2022-2023, he had 2 projects done by the World Development WDP Road and ECD Center done and paid. Anakuambia wewe. 2023-2024 road done and contractor paid. 2024-2025 road contractor paid. The market in Karen is work in progress.
Ms. Mahinda is a chief officer in charge of governor's office. I wish she could outline which roads she is making reference to. I told you there's only one road. Yeah?
200 meters.
200 meters. That was done. And that was not done by any contractor. It was done in-house by the county. Yeah? When she says the market, 2 months. And you can do your spot checks. 3 months.
Which road was it?
Orchid Close is the only road we have constructed.
Orchid Close, you go happy?
Orchid Close, Karen Plains, behind the Deputy President's residence. Yeah? That's the only road we have done as a county. The others, we have had to sort the assistance of Kura, which are really national government agencies. So when she says, I have done 2 projects, I am telling you, since I got elected, under Ward Development Program, there is only one project in Hadi that was done that has since stalled. You can do your spot checks. Now, you know,
the market in Karen,
it is now 3 months.
It's work in progress.
Yeah, it is work in progress, but if no activity is ongoing 3 months in a row.
Which market are we talking about?
Karen market.
Yetu karibu na St. Mary's.
Yes. And hapo saa hii uone kama kuna kazi inaendelea hapo.
They give the governor a chance to finish his term. Tandala Road, that was done before I got elected. So I don't know why they're taking credit for a road that was done not by Governor SAKAJA. It was done in the last dispensation. Karen Road towards Karinde hapo kwa depression ya nyumbani.
Karen vizuri.
Kuna.
I think after the hub kumekongana problem hapo.
Yes, but that is a Kura. That is a Kura road.
Not the government.
It's not the county. Yes.
Kwa hivyo hakuna kazi inafanyika.
Ni gani nyingine ametaja hapo, hebu some. And the people of Karen, I hope they can also tweet and tell you if what I'm saying is true. Which other project is she quoting? Yeah. I propose a maternity block at our health center. Yeah. A year. The contractor has not reported to site. Why? Because the same contractor had done another county job. Was hoping to get paid for that one to come and start my maternity block. If she's disputing that, let us put it on record as well.
How much is pending bills? Because I hear a lot of people complaining that they've,
Nairobi is in excess of 100 billion from the successive regimes. So we have contractors who are working this town with depression.
Auctioneers of
the next. Yeah. We are advertising projects and the contractors don't even want to take county projects anymore. Yeah. So now she says we go to DCI, and before we go to DCI, allow us to exhaust the avenues that we have within the county assembly. That it is not all doom and gloom for Nairobi, and a lot will be said, but I would want to ask Nairobians to allow us and to join us together in
complaining about the governor.
Not complaining.
Steering
this county, and what we are doing is not witch hunt in any. The governor we are having a discussion about is a governor who was elected unanimously by a lot of Nairobians.
Yes.
But to do some work for Nairobians, it is in line with that very promise that he made to the people, that we are trying to push and put pressure to ensure that service delivery to our people is realized. Yes. And people should not see it as witch hunt. And by the way, we have put forth the issues that we agreed. I have just gone through them. Let wananchi, watu wa Nairobi, washirikiane na sisi to ensure that we hold the governor accountable. In between these 60 days, we continue to have this discourse. Okay. And at 60 days,
you'll be back here to tell us.
And to tell you. And if we have, by the way, you give the devil his dues. If we will have realized something, you can see you are Nairobians. You will tell us, what, by the way, out of your instituted impeachment motion, mambo Nairobi imeanza sawa sawa.